All right, welcome back to Ready Bet Action. We are excited to roll with college football week 10. We're going to dive into this, man. We got some good games this week. We're recording on a Friday morning, all of us. So instead of having maybe a normal, nice little adult bevy going on, we're all drinking coffee and waking up here. So, like, all of us literally the same outfits. Like, if we are not the stereotypes of just like a bunch of millennial men with our stupid flat bill hats and hoodies, like the same, like, and beards, like, I don't know, you can't take a bigger picture of a millennial right now if you're watching us on YouTube. Speaking
I
of,
think I might be Gen X. I'm so old.
you're like you're on the border though. You're right there with us.
Geriatric millennial.
We'll adopt you.
Yeah, you're adopted into the family.
Yeah. So, all right. Don't forget, we are with RotoViz. This year, it's a great fantasy football website. You might be listening to us there already. If that's the case, like I said, we're over on YouTube, so go check us out. Subscribe, like, all of those things. Also on Instagram and everywhere else you get your podcasts, go check us out. Let's not waste any time. We have a lot of picks to get to. Excited to do this, man. I'm ready to watch some football this weekend. I'm taking a long weekend. Real quick though, as always, what's Mike? What's your game you're most excited for this weekend?
Outdoor cocktail party, baby. It's that week.
Yeah. Are you gonna drink at home, like on the same level that they drink there?
If not more, because I'm also pre-gaming for the Utah Cincinnati tailgate at the same time. So, yeah, I will have more than my fair share this weekend, and I'm psyched.
Stefan, how about you?
You know, UAB, UConn, it doesn't get much better than that. Kicking off a Saturday. Trent Dilfer's gone. UAB won a football game. UConn coming off a big loss to Rice. No, I'm just kidding. That's not my most exciting game of the week. I'm curious about Duke Clemson, just because I can see that going so many ways. But the real answer is Utah Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati coming out of, in my opinion, nowhere. Like, we thought they'd be like okay, not great. Sorsby looks like he could be an NFL type quarterback with his ability to scramble, keep plays alive. I think he's playing for potentially a payday if he wants to stick around and go to a big time school next year. There's going to be some openings, especially with all these coaches fired. Maybe we see a little 2-for-1 special with Sorsby and his coach taking off for Florida or something like that. But yeah, no, I'm excited about that one. I'm curious about the Oklahoma-Tennessee game. I could see that shaking out a couple different ways. But, you know, the real answer is UAB UConn.
I love that. I'm excited. I'll be watching that game. Why not? Yeah. Oh my God. All right. I'm trying not to talk about Colorado football because it's a disaster this year, but at the same time, we're sitting here. We got a winnable game in front of us this weekend. Are we going to win it? I don't know. We beat Iowa State a couple weeks ago, and then we got trounced last week. I think the season's personally off the rails, but as a fan who obviously needs to hold out some kind of hope, you win this one. You still got West Virginia on the calendar, and that gives you one more weird win for a bowl game. So, I mean, there's the thinnest veil of hope at Colorado.
Our future is alive, is all I'm hearing.
Yes. Yeah, not very likely. I'm not gonna say that's the best or most interesting game. Probably not a lot of people watching, but I know for me, if you're watching your college football team, I'm sure there's a lot of teams in the country who are like, look, the season's gonna start swinging one way or the other, and maybe we'll make a bowl. Like, we're not playoff type, we're not these top tier, but that's what's great about college football is you're sitting here like, I still have something to watch and something to cheer for my team at this point. So,
especially with this playoff.
Real quick.
Yeah, it's great.
Before we go, I don't think any of us have a play on this game, so I'm curious your one-sentence thought of Ohio State, Penn State. What do we think happens? I think Penn State covers. I just don't have a play on it. Yeah, it's 20 and a half.
I stayed away from it, but because I had one word, I'm like Penn State still has people thought they were going to win a national title, man. I don't know. I don't see them just rolling over, you know.
They played Oregon close, and it's the same team, just the different coach. Which
Drew Aller's gone now too.
That's true. Yeah.
That'll be really interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Ohio State can really put their foot down on them and see it.
The problem with this game is that Ohio State's defense is just elite, and I just don't think Penn State's going to be able to score enough to keep this even closely.
Jim Knowles revenge game, man.
So I could see this being like 24-3. Like even if Ohio State doesn't score a lot, I don't think it's going to be close. But Penn State could still cover.
Well, I love that. We'll be watching all of this football. Let's get it kicked off. This week though, Stefan, we keep rolling back to this Vandy game, but I think you're on the opposite side of it this week.
Yeah, so I've tailed Vandy.
This is the first time you're going back against them.
Right. So you know that I'm reading this team well. We've been backing them in these big spots versus LSU, versus Missouri. Really just a lot of it's that defense and run game. And I include Pavia in that. I think Texas's defense is going to be too much, specifically that defensive line. I think they're going to own the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Maybe not on offense, let's be honest. I like the under in this game too. I think this could be rock fighty, but I have been so terrible on totals this year that I'm not even going to touch it. I say that. I actually don't know what my record is. Mike, you could let us know, but it's not good. So I'm going to take Texas -2.5. I think this is Texas's first SEC home game. I think they get up for this one. I like the defense. Like I said, I don't really care if Arch is playing or not. To be honest, I don't think it's going to affect the outcome of this game because I think this is going to be a game that is won by the defense. If Texas can start running the football with a little bit of consistency, watch out. This one could snowball. But really, I just like Texas at home -2.5. I just think they've got a better roster. And while we haven't really seen the offensive output that maybe we hoped for or expected from this Texas team, I think they can take care of business at home here. So give me Texas -2.5. I just like the spot for them. Vandy's been awesome. I think Vandy is much improved from last year. And Clark Lee's Nashville through and through, but if he wants one of these big time jobs, I could see him bouncing and getting it. But I really do think the ball's in his court. Like he's had such a great year. And then Sark talking about the NFL. So, lots of fun little storylines going on behind the scenes here. But give me the Longhorns -2.5.
Steve, from what I'm seeing, I do not have you on a total for a show play this year outside of a first half bet in like the second week, and you won. So you're 1-0.
I've done a couple that I've lost, but maybe it was on the NFL side of things.
That's possible.
You all both are. Let's move over to the Big Ten. You both are gonna. Well, I think you're gonna double up on this play. Talk about Mike. You want to start us off with this Minnesota Michigan State game?
Yeah, man. PJ Fleck.
Did you say you're doubling up on this with Stefan? I have it on the sheet at Stefan's pick, but okay, just making sure.
Yeah, dude, PJ Fleck just has this team playing really well, and specifically at home. They're undefeated at home. They haven't lost the game at home since early last year. Meanwhile, Michigan State hasn't won a road game since early last year. I think this one's going to be really close, and field goals are going to matter. Michigan State's 115th in the country in field goal percentage. I don't think that's going to be enough to figure out a way to cover 2.5 points at home, on the road. So just give me PJ Fleck, better coach on the home field turf. I'm very happy backing this without any advanced analytics there.
Yeah, Aiden Childs, quarterback, Michigan State, is someone who, this is going to sound crazy, but I have quite a lot of stock in him in my dynasty, my fantasy dynasty leagues, because he was like a big time prospect coming out, but he has not been able to put it together. When they came over from Oregon State, him and the coach, I think we expected things to kind of maybe be a little bit of a slow start, but to see Michigan State start to ascend, well, it's not happening. And I think a lot of it is just a talent roster construction situation. Minnesota at home, like Mikey said, has been really, really good. Sparty on the road has been really not good. We're just going to take the home team here, -3. It feels like a good spot for them. I wish it was a night game. It's not. It's a 1:30. But I just see Minnesota taking care of business at home.
That's the only difference is I got it at -2.5, but it's at -125. So I'm going to go ahead and take it there and give me a 0.5 point so I don't lose on another hook like I've done like 9 times this year.
No pushing for you, sir.
No, sir.
We don't do pushes here. All right. Let me jump over to one of my picks here. We'll hang out in the Big Ten. I'm just going to go ahead and keep up with the Nebraska hate every so often. Not every week. They're obviously a 6-2, 7-2 team, so they're playing great. But here's the thing: like what I have said about Nebraska preseason and then all season when I picked against them is true. they still have not beaten anybody of significance. Not really, right? So USC is going into Lincoln. Look, this is the one I could like. This line moved from 7 or 6.5 all the way to 4. So USC is only favored by 4.5. So I'm gonna take it while it's dropped, honestly, because I haven't seen Nebraska and Dylan Raiola be able to beat actual competition. So I'm going to go ahead and take USC here just based on the fact that they've never done it. And is this the game they probably should and could do it? Yeah, for sure. like no one's accused Lincoln Riley of having an elite defense. So I'm just saying maybe just take the over in this one and close your eyes on the over because that might be what happens. But I'm still going to take USC minus 4.5 because I saw that number drop so far. So I love that it's dropped. I just haven't seen Nebraska beat anyone of significance. So I'm going to take USC.
I think this is the right side. If I was playing it, I would be tailing. However, Lincoln Riley's road record as the coach for USC is fucking terrible. I think it's like,
all bad.
I think it's 3-13 as a favorite, and 3 of those wins are against UCLA in Pasadena. Like it's still their fucking stadium. So like in the Big Ten, I think he's like as a favorite, he's like, I don't know, 0-8, something like that. It's bad. That's my only fear is that like he has not shown us that he can. And Lincoln going to Lincoln, I mean, that's a storyline in and of itself.
I do like that.
But I like your side of it. I just couldn't tail because I can't trust Lincoln Riley in this spot. So until he proves me wrong.
I'm on the other side. I'm actually going to tell you on this, Eric. I had this on the card at -7. I hadn't seen it drop yet. So if it's dropped to 4.5, I'm going to officially add that on.
So that doesn't scare you all off at all that Lincoln Riley
can't because get this Matt Rule against top 15 teams is 0-18.
Yeah, something's got to give, I guess, huh?
So Matt Rule
Matt Rule just got that contract extension, so I guess he's not going to Penn State after all.
I'll be honest, I can't figure out why. I don't think he's that good of a head coach, but that's just me and my own bias over here. Dylan Raiola, PFF has him, I think it was 138th in the country in passer rating right now versus Mayava was like top 20. Even if Lincoln is bad on the road, I don't think there's enough of a difference there for Raiola to be able to actually turn this around in a big time game like this and score enough points to keep up with the number 2 scoring offense in the country. So I'm going to go ahead and tail that at -4.5 for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably just honestly for myself too. I'll probably bet this, and then I'm probably just gonna drop some on the over because honestly, it's probably one of the more fun games at night. I think there might be some points, even though I know Raiola is not great. He put up points against Michigan back when we were like, I was like talking about him, even though they still did what I said they were gonna do. But like he put up points, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's a scary one, but that's a sneaky fun game at least. It's gonna be a fun one to watch.
60.5 is the total, by the way. So
all right. Stefan, let's go over to one of my favorite conferences, the Mountain West Conference. You're taking the Pokes, or you're not taking the Pokes. You're going against the Pokes here. Tell us about it.
For a second, we also got a Pac-12 play coming. So, I mean, this is a throwback right here. So, Mountain West. Hey, listen, last week I was curb stomped. Let's be honest. I just got it taken to me. But my one sole victory, the one shining star, was that San Diego State Aztec football team taking care of business last week. They're at home against a not great Wyoming team, especially a team outside of Laramie that just doesn't really strike a whole lot of fear. The San Diego State team, not only are they very good, I think they are pushing for a playoff spot. I want to start tailing them now. We're going to circle the wagons here. Until San Diego State doesn't cover, they're on the card every week. Let's go Aztecs. At home, -10 is a big number. I got it at -120. Don't love that we need to win by double digits, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Listen, the Mountain West and the American are going to be the ones, in my opinion, fighting out for this last spot. Now, Tulane's loss last night was just awful. I lost a lot of money there again. Let's go, boys.
If we would have recorded yesterday, that was one of my picks was going to be big on Tulane. So,
That's awesome.
There you go.
I also had them in a money line parlay. So let's go. We're just losing money hand over fist here. But San Diego State's not going to do that to us. They're going to take care of business. My point was, whether it's Mountain West or American, we need style points here. Just because you win the Mountain West doesn't guarantee that you're going to be the playoff contender. So you need style points. I think they can try to put it on Wyoming.
That's great. I love that too. I think San Diego State is rolling this week, and then they have a real opportunity because UNLV is like kind of some of their top competition over there, and they're playing New Mexico, and New Mexico is not going to be a gimme. You know, they're playing pretty great, and so I think they got a chance. It's like, man, you could have your
sneaky fun game right there too, Eric.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I know. I wish it was here in Albuquerque. I've missed a couple of the fun games in Albuquerque, but yeah, Jason Eck is rolling over there. All right, Mike, we finally got you on a service academy over.
You got me. Going against the grain here for me, baby. Give me Navy team total over 28.5 at North Texas at -112. Dude, Navy has cleared this number in all but one game this year. They're running the ball super well, averaging 293 yards a game on the ground. North Texas, 129th in rush defense, allowing almost 5 yards a carry. We saw both Army and South Florida rush for around that 300-yard mark, and both of those games combined for over 100 points. So Navy getting over 28.5 here feels super straightforward to me, I'll be honest. Because even on the road, like, I feels like that can increase some variability in the passing game, but I feel like normally you don't see that really slow down the run game. And given that that's all they do, I'm very happy to take this against a really bad defense. Total for this game's at 65.5. It's a little high for my blood, but I feel like Navy clearing 30 will be super easy here. So give me that at -112.
These North Texas games have gone so far over those numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if the over, and then Navy games. Navy's been scoring like just insane this year. Fun game in the American for sure. But let's head over to a game that you both are on. Let's talk about Tennessee. Stephon, why don't you tell us about your side on Tennessee first?
So this is a Stephon getting in his head special right here. So on Sundays, I love to check the lines, place a couple bets, get some feels. Man, OU +4.5, staring me in the face, circled it, underlined it. Sooners play of the week. We're taking Tennessee -2.5.
We're going opposite.
OU's defense, I think, looks a little bit like Ole Miss just took it to them. Maybe they're not quite as good as we thought. Maybe a lot of our hype around that defense had more to do with who they were playing. Mateer is playing similarly to how he played all year, but I was never one that was buying into this Heisman hype. I think that YOLO ball stuff can work an awful lot of times, not all the time. I like the Vols here at home -2.5. Aguilar's been pretty solid. Brazel, I think, is going to be a real problem for this OU secondary. He's one of the better wide receivers in the country right now, which I don't know which one of us saw that coming. I think his big breakout game against Georgia put him on the map, and he's really shown that he deserves to be in consideration for one of the top wide receivers. His speed is elite. He's got great hands. If they can get him the ball. Meanwhile, Tennessee's running game has picked up a little bit with their two running backs. OU has also started running the ball a little bit better, but I don't know if they're going to be able to keep that up against the Vols. Kind of like the under in this one, but again, not touching it. So just give me the Tennessee -2.5. Mikey, you're on this game too?
Yeah, I'm on the first half money line for Tennessee at -135. I mean, a lot of the same things you just said. Oklahoma's defense has been really good against the run. I think they're giving up like 2.8 a carry. They're 100th in the nation in completion percentage and giving up 9.2 a pass. And we saw Trinidad Chambliss take advantage of that. That's Tennessee's MO, man, is they want to carve you apart through the air. They've only lost 2 games at home since 2023. Both of those games were against Georgia. So I don't see them losing this game in general. But now they're the number one scoring offense in the nation in the first half, averaging 24.3 points a game. So this is my favorite play of the week currently. So yeah, I'm all over the first half here.
Love it. I'll be watching that. That man, Mike, you've been pretty good on this SEC football. We got some more SEC talk. We got a couple more picks on the SEC. However, before we do that, to finish up our episode, Staph, tell us about your pick for the Pac-12 championship game this weekend.
So This is really quite interesting that the Pac-12, is the Pac-2 with Washington State and Oregon State. And I don't know if people realize this, but they're going, they're playing at Oregon State this week, and then in a couple of weeks they're playing at Washington State in Spokane. Yeah. So they're actually playing each other twice this year. Pretty weird, but pretty cool. So Pac-12, way to go. I think Wazoo is a much better football team than Oregon State. Oregon State, I think both teams really impacted by the collapse of the Pac-12, but Oregon State more so. I think they've lost an awful lot. They had a not good quarterback last year, and they couldn't even keep him through the transfer portal. Wazoo has been very competent. It's not a huge road trip. These teams have been in the Pac-12 forever, so like they're used to going to each other's stadiums. I think Wazoo is not terrible, while Oregon State is. So Oregon State 1-7 on the year. The Cougs are 4-4, so they at least have some history winning some games. I just like them to take care of business. -3.5 is a pretty small number here, so like it quite a bit.
I absolutely agree. I'm on, like, honestly, I saw this and I kind of lit up when I first saw it, but then I realized I haven't watched a lick of either of these teams, so that's the only reason I didn't bet. I'm like, I think I know because I've seen this, like I see their scores and like that kind of stuff, but I'm like, I haven't watched either of these teams play this year.
Yeah, I did watch quite a bit of that Washington State Ole Miss game. Again, Wazoo was up for quite a while, ended up losing by 3. They ended up losing by 2 to a really good Virginia team. I just think they're good. Like, not good. That's the wrong word. I think they can win some games. They beat San Diego State earlier this year. So I just think they can get up for Oregon State.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's move over. Let's talk about Mike's Georgia Bulldogs. We both have a pick here. I'll get us started. I have a little money line parlay here. I got Georgia to win. So Georgia on the money line at Florida, going to the Swamp. And I got Georgia Tech to beat. What kind of balances this out and gets us even money is Georgia Tech is only 5.5 point favorites at North Carolina State. So that's the scary one. Georgia Tech on the money line. But so I'll just talk about that real quick, which is, look, man, I think Georgia Tech could win the ACC, and they're making for a push for a college playoff. I think they're pretty locked in. North Carolina State's only 1-3 in conference. Absolute trap game. If they're going to stumble, going somewhere like NC State, on the road, maybe Georgia Tech's kind of feeling themselves a little too much. I get that. I checked Haynes King, just make sure there weren't any like injuries or something, and I think we're good. Mm-hmm. So before I talk too much game, I like it. And then I really like Georgia to win because it's like, as Mike knows as an SEC fan, there is no margin for error now to like win the SEC, right? Like they have a couple teams ahead of them. They have they have Ole Miss close to them with only one loss. So like you drop an SEC game and like all of a sudden, your season isn't going to be over by any means, but like, it's starting to not look as confident. So I really like Georgia to go in and just like take care of business against Florida. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, man, it's, we're at the neutral field. That's not really neutral because it's an hour outside of Gainesville for the last time this year.
Sorry, I thought we were in the Swamp. Yeah.
No, you're good. It's the last time they're doing that before they're moving it to Atlanta. There's been a lot of history there.
So stupid.
I know. I hate it. But dude, Stockton's been sneaky good this year. He's 8th in the country in completion percentage. He's only thrown 1 interception. Now, granted, he's throwing the ball 10 yards behind the line because Bobo, which funny story. I did Google just out of curiosity if there's anybody calling for Bobo to be fired officially. And I found a website titled nomobobo.com. But Georgia's defense can be torn apart through the air. DJ Lagway is not doing that well right now. He's 9-9 on the touchdown interception ratio. The only 2 games that they have scored more than 20 points this season, they've rushed as a team for over 100 yards. That's it, twice all season. Georgia's only given up 3.5 yards a carry. I don't think Florida's going to be able to do enough here to run the ball to actually keep up in this game. I think Georgia covers with ease, but I'm going to go and take them on the money line, and I'm parlaying that with Ole Miss -6 at home against South Carolina. The only way South Carolina stays close here is if Lenore Sellers comes out and he's a superhero, and I don't think that he's got
He might
enough.
be.
I mean, maybe, but on the road, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I agree,
you
man.
know?
Lane's good. Yeah.
Ole Miss is averaging 37 points a game, and South Carolina scored, I think, more than 18 like twice. So, yeah, man, I love this play as well.
Love that. All right. That is what we have for college football picks this week. Yes, Dave, go ahead.
I have one more.
Oh, you do? Hit us with it.
Yes.
Oh, you do in the ACC.
ACC. So I'm just curious, which of Florida State's ACC wins is your favorite? It's a trick question.
I was going to say, I don't know. If
They haven't had one, right?
Exactly. And you're going to give them 10.5 points against Wake, a good Wake team that Dicker has coached up. They're playing fine football. Castellanos is a little banged up, not running the ball quite as well. And you think Florida State is going to beat Wake by 11 plus points? Nah. Give me Wake plus 10.5.
So
Wake's
you guys
been
remember?
good. Wake's been decent, not good. They've been in games. They haven't won a lot of them, but they have been keeping every game close. Yeah, Wake Forest.
What a ride. We really swung from Florida State being back like the first, like whatever, 2 weeks of the season to like back to what it was last year. Like real quick.
I threw so much shade on Castellanos in the offseason.
You did.
And then I put out a public apology in week 2. I removed that public apology. I'm back.
The shade is back up. We're fully shaded back on this program. All right, that is it. Don't forget to follow us over on RotoViz and follow us over on YouTube and Instagram and wherever you get your podcasts. We're going to run this down for you. Stefan, why don't you start?
Yeah, we're going to take Texas minus 2.5 hosting Vandy. We're going to take Minnesota at home minus 3. San Diego State at home minus 10. We're going to take the Vols minus 2.5. We're going to take Wazoo minus 3.5 at Oregon State. And then my one underdog, we're going to take Wake Forest plus 10.5.
I've got Minnesota minus 2.5 at home versus Michigan State at minus 125. Navy team total over 28.5. Oklahoma at Tennessee first half money line, and then a parlay of Georgia money line with Ole Miss minus 6. And then I'm going to tail Eric on USC minus 4.5 at Nebraska.
Yeah, minus 4.5 at Nebraska is definitely a big one for me. My only other pick is a State of Georgia money line parlay. So you're going to take Georgia and Georgia Tech to both win to get you to pretty close to even money there. So we will see you over on the NFL show, and we will see you next week.